On the day we were supposed to file our marriage papers, Ethan suddenly demanded we put Emily's child under my name. Emily got pregnant out of wedlock. This will protect her reputation, he said, adjusting his tie. The baby can be ours legally. When I refused, he threw down his coffee cup. We'll get married when you agree. He left me standing at the county clerk's office, his Italian loafers clicking angrily across marble floors. This marked the 9th time our engagement collapsed because of his aunt's drama. Did he really think I'd keep waiting like some pathetic devotee? My phone buzzed with a social media update, watching my soulmate marry someone else today. Devastated. I typed a reckless message to Lucas, City Hall. Now. Bring ID. 15 minutes later, his Tesla screeched to the curb. You're serious? Lucas's Armani suit wrinkled as he vaulted the security barrier. Me? You want to marry me? His Cartier watch glinted when he slammed down his driver's license. I ditched an $800 million merger for this. By 3:17 p.m., I became Sophia Clark Brown. Lucas kept staring at the embossed certificate like it might disappear. Holy shit. I actually married the Sophia Clark? He kissed my cheek absently while texting his broker. Take my Amex Black. I need to salvage that Shanghai deal. The Uber hadn't arrived when Ethan's Maybach pulled up. Emily sat smugly in the passenger seat, her new Birkin bag strategically placed between them. Get in, Ethan ordered, tossing a gift box my way. The silk scarf inside still had the complimentary with $25,000 purchase tag from Bergdorf's grandfather's birthday, Ethan said as we passed the Trump Tower. His reflection in the rearview mirror looked strained. This guardianship thing, it's just paperwork. For Emily's future. I watched Emily caress her pregnancy bump. Of course. Unwed mothers get crucified in the Hamptons. Must be dreadful without even a baby daddy to blame. Emily's face turned aubergine. You gutter-mouthed. Under both our names. Ethan interjected quickly, reaching for my hand. His Mont Blanc pen hovered over a legal document. We'll raise the child together. The contract's embossed Johnson family crest gleamed. What if I say no? Ethan's knuckles whitened on the steering wheel. Then this ends. Okay. His shoulders relaxed until I added. I meant us. We're done. Emily's triumphant gasp filled the car as I tossed the scarf box onto her Birkin. The Uber app chimed. Lucas had sent a chauffeured Maybach with a note, Mrs. Brown deserves proper transport. I stepped into the leather-scented cabin, leaving Ethan staring at our 3-year engagement ring in his palm. He must have misunderstood something. Then he said, See, Sophia? If you had been this obedient earlier, we could have already gotten our marriage license. I didn't answer, just stared at the scenery speeding past outside, like our 3-year relationship now rapidly disappearing from my grasp. Emily, Ethan's adopted aunt through his grandfather's family and exactly his age, had always been the thorn between us. Ethan would bring her along on our dates, take her to our dinners. Even our shared apartment had a room reserved for her. Whenever I protested, Ethan would say, She's family. What are you implying? Having grown up together, their bond ran deep. His words always silenced me. Yet Emily constantly overstepped boundaries with deliberate displays of intimacy. Watching them walk toward the gift shop now, her arm linked through his. They looked every bit the perfect couple from behind. Meanwhile, I remained in the car like an outsider. For 3 years this pattern persisted, me feeling like the third wheel in my own relationship. Yet I'd spent 2 years pursuing Ethan and couldn't bear to let go. He knew this, which was why he kept abandoning me at marriage license offices mid-process. My phone rang, snapping me from these thoughts. Lucas's voice came through. Just finished the contract signing, but need to host clients tonight. Eat well, and I'll call after wrapping up. Reality jolted me. I was someone else's wife now. The suddenness of this new identity still felt unreal. Yet talking to Lucas brought unexpected calm. Who was that? Ethan asked suspiciously as he returned, Emily trailing behind with shopping bags. A friend. I deflected, unwilling to reveal my marriage to Lucas. Emily climbed in, rubbing her hands. So cold, she complained. Immediately Ethan cupped her hands between his. Let me warm them, he murmured, acting as though I weren't present. Suddenly I felt grateful he'd left me at the registry office again. Could I have endured decades of their intimacy if we'd actually married? I shook my head imperceptibly. Ethan, the baby's okay after that chill, right? Emily's question made him panic. He hastily removed the Bodhi bracelet from his wrist, the one I'd climbed 999 temple steps during my period to obtain for him, nearly getting swept away in a downpour during descent. When I'd gifted it 2 years ago, he'd tearfully vowed never to remove it. Now he casually slid it onto Emily's wrist. Through the rearview mirror, Emily shot me a triumphant smile. Memories flashed like meteors, our first meeting at the campus debate competition. Him carrying me piggyback through autumn leaves after I sprained my ankle. Our midnight drive singing off-key to old rock ballads. I bit my lip hard, determined not to let the tears fall. I grabbed Emily's wrist, snatched the bracelet, and hurled it out the window. A flicker of rage crossed Emily's face before her eyes welled up. Ethan, she sniffled. Why is Sophia so angry? Is it because you gave me the bracelet? Even if she's upset, how could she throw away something you'd worn? She clearly doesn't value you at all. Ethan's expression darkened. Sophia, what's your problem? It's just some cheap bracelet. What's wrong with me giving it to Emily? If you keep acting this selfish, I can't marry you. I retorted nonchalantly. So don't. Big deal. My words only fueled his anger. Shouldn't I be the furious one here? Yet he pressed his lips into a tight line, flooring the accelerator until we ran 2 red lights. The moment we arrived at the Johnson estate, old Mr. Johnson dragged Emily into his study. Whose bastard are you carrying? His roar echoed through the halls. Either secure that engagement or get rid of it. No Johnson woman breeds illegitimate children. Emily's muffled sobs intertwined with his tirade. Ethan watched anxiously before pulling me aside. You see how Emily's suffering, he said gravely. Tell grandfather you're infertile. That Emily's being our surrogate. You've always feared childbirth pain, this solves everything. I slapped his hand away. You want me to claim I'm barren for Emily's sake? Are you insane? Wait, is that child actually yours? Sophia! Ethan's voice cracked like ice. How dare you suggest such filth? Weren't you cooperative in the car earlier? I laughed bitterly. The list of your transgressions could fill libraries. He seized my wrist until the bones ground together. If you want this marriage, he hissed, you'll claim that child is ours and stop slandering Emily. Otherwise, we're through. Think carefully. Shoving me against the wall, he stormed away. Later, as the engagement party neared its end, Ethan cornered me on the moonlit terrace where Emily waited, her eyes raw from crying. His grip bit into my flesh as he demanded, will you take responsibility for the child or not? I struggled uselessly against his hold. You're fighting this hard because it's yours, isn't it? Emily's flinch confirmed everything. Ethan twisted my arm until tears sprang to my eyes. Still spreading lies? He sneered. I've been too lenient with you. His other hand clamped my jaw. Happy now that grandfather humiliated Emily? Had I known you'd grow this venomous, the familiar refrain hung between us, his eternal regret for accepting my pursuit. The weapon that always made me crumble into apologies and promises. But this time, I swallowed the rising fury and met his glare steadily. It's not too late now. Let's break up. Ethan froze for a moment. He released my wrist and took a step back. His scrutinizing gaze swept over my face repeatedly. Sophia, are you serious? Before I could answer, He continued, "You know me. If I agree to this breakup, you won't get second chances. Don't ever mention breaking up lightly in front of me again." With that, he turned and walked away. I pivoted to leave too. This place, the Johnson family estate, would no longer have anything to do with me. I'd barely taken a step when Emily shoved me hard. In panic, I grabbed her arm. We both tumbled down the terrace steps, her body crushing mine against the stone. The impact made me gasp. I pushed her off instinctively, sending her rolling onto the ground. Fueled by adrenaline, I flipped over and slapped her face hard enough to make my palm sting. The sharp crack echoed through the banquet hall. Ethan whirled around, his anguished Emily reverberating off the marble walls as he sprinted back. He kicked me aside without hesitation, gathering the trembling Emily into his arms. "Are you hurt? Where does it hurt?" His voice shook. Emily sniffled dramatically, tears materializing instantly. "Everything." She attacked me. Her trembling finger pointed my way. Ethan's scorching glare could have melted steel. "Sophia, you'll pay for this. Mark my words. Won't you even ask what happened?" My vision blurred with tears, partly from pain, partly from the familiar sting of him always believing Emily over me. 3 years of this pattern. He scooped Emily up like fragile china. "Come to the hospital. If she's seriously injured, I'm filing charges." His arctic tone made my bruises ache worse. My leg throbbed where Emily had landed on it, blood seeping through my sleeve from scraped elbows. Any observer could see I'd taken the worst of it. But Ethan remained willfully blind. Limping to retrieve my coat, I followed them to the car. Ethan drove like a madman, tires screeching as we nearly sideswiped a guardrail. "Stay awake, Emily. Almost there," he kept urging, as if she weren't covertly checking her phone between whimpers. At the ER, after Emily's blood draw, she even made me hold the cotton swab against her arm. After finishing the input, I discreetly tucked away the cotton swab. The examination revealed that Emily only had mild anemia, with everything else perfectly normal. Even the baby continued developing steadily in her womb. Hearing about the anemia, Ethan broke into a cold sweat. "Anemia? What should we do?" "Wait, Emily has a rare blood type. And Sophia does too. She could donate blood." He yanked me toward the physician. The doctor gave him a sardonic look. "Most women experience some anemia. It's completely normal, no transfusion needed." But Ethan refused to listen. "You must transfuse her today. She's pregnant, you can't handle the liability if something goes wrong." When the doctor tried reasoning, Ethan flashed his business card. "This hospital is Johnson family funded. Draw the blood now unless you want unemployment." Seeing his obstinacy, I tried pulling free. The physician noticed my reluctance and sighed. "Even if we take this lady's blood, she needs to consent." His eyes met mine questioningly. "I refuse. Why should my blood go to someone else?" Ethan tightened his grip on my wrist. "Sophia, be reasonable. Emily's pregnant, she can't afford risks." "So I'm expendable?" My voice shook with fury. I never imagined the man I'd loved for years could be this monstrous. My words gave him momentary pause, but he maintained his hold. "Sweetheart, cooperate. After the transfusion, we'll get married tomorrow. You've always wanted that. I won't back out this time." I struggled violently, screaming "let go," as security guards swarmed in. Desperate, I dialed Lucas. "Help, Em." My phone clattered to the floor before he answered. Lucas' frantic voice still carried through the receiver. "Sophia? What's happening? Where are you?" But the commotion drowned out his concern. They manhandled me into the phlebotomy room, immobilizing me completely. I've battled severe anemia for years due to heavy menstrual cycles. Multiple treatments failed. Ethan knew this. He'd once found me specialists. Yet for Emily, he became willfully blind, deaf, and dumb. My well-being meant less than a strand of her hair. Tears flooded my vision as the nurse poised the needle. I shut my eyes in despair when pounding footsteps erupted. 8 figures rushed toward us. Who dares take my wife's blood? Lucas. He shoved the nurse aside and pulled me protectively behind him. Ethan stared at Lucas' actions. Frozen in place. He stepped forward and shoved Lucas. Who are you calling your wife? Sophia is clearly my girlfriend. Why are you grabbing her? Let go of her hand. Ethan attempted to pull Lucas' arm. Lucas dodged slightly, ignoring Ethan as he asked me, "Honey, who wanted to draw your blood?" I pointed at Ethan. Lucas' expression hardened, his smile vanishing. He clenched his fists, glaring at Ethan before suddenly throwing a right hook that connected with Ethan's face. "You have no right to touch my girlfriend." Ethan spat blood, incredulous. "This is a Johnson family hospital." "Guards!" His shout was cut short by another punch that sent blood gushing from his nose. Security guards moved to intervene, but Lucas' entourage of 8 men swiftly subdued them. Remaining guards froze at the display of force. Ethan's eyes burned with rage after taking 2 punches. He lunged at Lucas, only to be restrained by Lucas' men. Lucas circled around me, his gaze catching my injured arm. He summoned a doctor to bandage it immediately, murmuring tender inquiries about other injuries. The contrast between Lucas' care and Ethan's cruelty shattered my composure. Tears flooded down uncontrollably. "Don't cry, sweetheart," Lucas murmured, cradling me with protective strokes to my back. "No one will ever hurt you again." Ethan panted on a chair, glaring daggers. "Sophia's mine. Keep your hands off. Forget this happened, and we're square." Lucas chuckled darkly, producing a marriage certificate. He kissed it before flashing the document at Ethan. "Sophia Clark Brown. My wife." He snapped it shut like safeguarding treasure. Ethan's eyes bulged, then narrowed. "Bullshit. Fake papers won't work. We were getting married this afternoon. She loves me." The words pierced me. He knew I'd wept when he abandoned me at the courthouse. Knew how deeply I'd loved him. Yet he'd repeatedly humiliated me there. The truth crystallized. His love had never matched mine. A timid voice interrupted from the doorway. "Should we proceed with the pregnant patient's transfusion?" Ethan remained silent. Lucas shot the doctor a warning look, sending him scurrying. The air crackled with unresolved tension. 3 shattered hearts suspended in the sterile hospital light. Emily wanted to say something, opened her mouth, but ultimately remained silent. Ethan looked at me. "Sophia, if you're so eager to get married, we'll go get the license tomorrow. Once we have the real marriage certificate, we'll blind that bastard with it." As he spoke, his gaze flickered toward Lucas. He waited for my response like he always did whenever mentioning marriage, expecting my usual enthusiastic agreement. But this time, I stayed silent. Confusion clouded Ethan's eyes. Lucas didn't acknowledge Ethan's glare, instead turning to me gently. "Babe, let's go now." "Where first?" The memory of that blood-stained cotton swab made me determined to visit Ethan's house. "Let's go to his place. I need to retrieve all my belongings." Ethan's anger erupted instantly. "Why the hell are you still calling my girlfriend babe?" His possessive rage manifested like storm clouds gathering in his pupils. He clenched his fist and lunged toward Lucas, only to halt mid-step upon realizing he stood no chance against him. Lucas ignored the display completely, taking my hand as we walked away. Ethan watched our intertwined hands with bitter resentment, then stubbornly followed despite Emily shouting after him. When we arrived at Ethan's house, he caught up immediately, hovering near me. He scrutinized my face. "Sophia, you're just using Lucas to make me jealous, right? You're upset I didn't marry you today, so you're pulling the stunt?" When I didn't answer, He gripped my wrist with sudden resolve. We'll get married tomorrow. Nothing will interfere this time. Lucas strode over and slapped Ethan's hand away. Say what you need to say. But keep your hands off my babe. Ethan's jaw tightened as he swallowed his fury. While packing my suitcase, I discovered torn packaging around lingerie I'd bought. Why did you open this new outfit? I demanded. Ethan blinked. But you wore it already. You have to open it to wear it. I never wore this. I bought it for our wedding night. His face paled. That rainy night 3 months ago. I was drunk. You wore this when his voice trailed off as his pupils contracted sharply, seemingly recalling something disturbing. I tried stopping you from drinking that night. You refused. So I slept in the guest room. When did we ever? Suddenly, fragmented memories surfaced for both of us. The unspoken realization hit Ethan like physical blow, collapsing him to the floor in stunned silence. Lucas lounged on the couch scrolling through his phone, audio playing faintly. Yet I knew he was only pretending distraction, every word of our conversation burning into his awareness. I hurriedly packed my essentials, grabbing Ethan's toothbrush on my way out of his apartment. As I reached the lobby, Emily was returning alone. She snorted disdainfully at the sight of me, her eyes gleaming with triumph. Lucas shot her an equally contemptuous look before sweeping me into his arms, spinning us around in circles until his lips found mine. I finally get to marry you, baby, he murmured, breathless with joy. True to his word, he'd meticulously planned every tradition, proposal, engagement ceremony, and wedding, all executed with military precision within days of our courthouse marriage. The next morning, I received the paternity test results. Matching. I snapped a photo and sent it to Ethan. His typing indicator flickered endlessly, yet no message came through. What could he possibly say? The man who'd accused me of slander had impregnated his own aunt. At my office desk, I mechanically lifted my coffee cup to swallow the bitter taste of betrayal when Ethan burst through the door. His complexion turned ashen as he dropped to one knee, arms locking around my legs. Sophia. I swear I didn't know. He choked out, tears spilling down his face. That night 3 months ago, Emily wore your dress, your scarf over her face. I was drunk. I thought, God, I thought it was you. She never mentioned feelings until last night. The baby? I'll make her terminate it. Please. This revenge game with Lucas has gone far enough. He fumbled for his wallet, hands shaking. Let's get our marriage license right now. I'll never leave you again. When I wrenched free, he froze at my icy declaration. I already filed mine yesterday. Lucas showed me that certificate. Ethan rasped, desperation cracking his voice. Tell me it's fake. 100% authentic. I smiled coldly. Sealed at the county clerk's office. Ethan's composure shattered. How could you? He roared, veins bulging at his temples. You're my girlfriend. Mine. Was I? I shot back. The way you two paraded around town holding hands? The private dinners? The whole city thought you were dating your aunt. At the mention of Emily, he crumpled like a marionette with cut strings. Everyone thinks I'm the third wheel between you and Ethan. You even reserved a room in your marital home for your Aunt Emily. Every time you buy gifts, you make separate purchases for her and hand me her complimentary accessories. Am I unworthy of nice things, only fit for freebies? Or do you just care more about spoiling her than me? If you truly loved me, you'd never treat me this way. Do you know how many times we failed to get married? Bet you don't remember. I curled one finger. 9 fucking times. They say 3 strikes and you're out. Yet you abandoned me 9 times. If I weren't so patient, I'd have left ages ago. But even saints have limits. I'm Sophia Clark, heiress of the Clark family. It's not like I'm desperate. Why cling to a dead tree? My words turned Ethan's face from crimson to ghostly pale. When I finished, he mumbled, "Sophia, why hold grudges? His mistake. Yet I'm the grudge holder?" I laughed bitterly. Grudges exist because wounds do. I'm not magnanimous. Go marry someone magnanimous. Hell. Just marry Emily since she schemed to get pregnant. Spare the world your toxicity. At the mention of Emily's pregnancy, Ethan's expression darkened. But he forced calm. Sophia, you're overreacting. I came to marry you. Yet you shut me out. Memories surged, his gaslighting whenever I challenged him. Too emotional. Impatient. Not wife material. His criticism eroded my confidence. I turned away. Sophia, I know you love me. Marrying Lucas was just spite. Divorce him, and we'll marry the same day. His arrogance stunned me. Get out. Even if I divorce Lucas, I'd marry anyone but you. I'd rather die alone than tie myself to you. His phone rang. Your stomachache isn't my problem. He snarled. Get an abortion or the Johnson family disowns you. Turning to me, he pleaded. See how I treat her? She trapped me. Give me another chance. While he rambled, I summoned security. Banned him from the premises. Ethan thrashed as guards dragged him out. Let me win you back. I thought rejecting him so brutally would end it. I was wrong. Every morning, he loiters outside my office with grotesque flower bouquets. My rejections fuel his obsession. He stalks me at malls. Restaurants even ambushed me after a dinner with Lucas. When he saw me, his eyes lit up with starlight. Sophia. Today marks 3 years since we started dating. I came specifically to give you a gift. He held out a box that looked like jewelry from a luxury brand. I stared at him like he was a clown. We ended things long ago. There's nothing left to commemorate. You're pathetic. He kept holding the box in front of me as if deaf. Open it. You'll love it. Lucas suddenly knocked the box to the ground. Ethan. What the actual fuck? When I first pursued Sophia and she only had eyes for you, I backed off. Now she's my wife. Why are you still chasing her? The necklace inside rolled out the exact design I'd once loved. No wonder he'd been so insistent. People's tastes change. I said coldly. You missed your chance when it mattered. Lucas pulled me close. You think my wife needs your trinkets? I've bought her more gifts this week than you did in 3 years. Ethan's eyes shattered like broken glass. But Sophia, you loved me so much. How could you change this fast? I don't believe it. He clutched his head, face contorted with agony. Emily materialized from nowhere. Ethan? What's wrong? When she saw us, jealousy burned through her forced composure. Let's go. That fickle woman isn't worth it. She reached for his hand. He violently shook her off. Stay away. If you hadn't schemed against us, Sophia never would have left. You're supposed to be my aunt. Have you no shame? The crowd around us thickened as Emily flushed crimson. Someone whispered loudly. Isn't that the Johnson family heir? And that pregnant woman's part of their clan too. Emily tried dragging Ethan away. But I needed this settled. Ethan, you claim to be honorable. Then act like it. I'm married. Your stalking disgusts me. Every time you follow me, I lose more respect. The gathering crowd erupted in murmurs as Emily covered her face. Ethan stood frozen, the fallen necklace gleaming between us like a ghost of what might have been. Before Ethan could speak, Emily couldn't hold back. Who do you think you are? Stalking me? Our Johnson family has wealth and influence, we don't need you. Stop overestimating your importance. You're still dating Ethan but already chasing other women? Pathetic. She tried to continue, but Ethan suddenly slapped her hard across the face. Know your place. He growled. Don't forget you're just the Johnson family's adopted daughter. Stay out of my business. The force knocked Emily backward, her cheek flaming red. She clutched her face, shock overriding pain. Ethan, you hit me? Her voice trembled. Ethan glared, eyes blazing. You deserve it. If not for you, my wife wouldn't have been stolen. You're nothing but trouble. Get out of my sight. He pulled out his phone. Take Emily to the hospital for an abortion. Now. No. Emily screamed, backing away. This is our baby. I messed up. But the child's innocent. Ethan yanked her arm as security guards arrived, dragging her off. Lucas and I slipped away through the chaos. She was forced to terminate the pregnancy that same day. The Johnsons, ashamed, abandoned her. 4 days. Ethan didn't stalk me. On our wedding day, Lucas had tripled security, expecting drama. Instead, Ethan live streamed his suicide. I watched the video later. There was this beautiful girl, he said hoarsely, holding a pistol. God gave me 5 years with her. I threw it all away. Now she's marrying someone else. If I could redo everything, his finger tightened on the trigger. Sophia, I truly loved you. But today, it ends. Happy wedding. The gunshot echoed. Authorities later confirmed his death. Police had rushed to the location but arrived too late. The chat replay showed 12,000 viewers when the screen went dark. But it was too late. He had attempted suicide. Rushed to the hospital. He survived but was left with permanent aftereffects, slurred speech resembling early-stage dementia. His parents called me multiple times, hoping I'd visit. I refused every time. Later, I received a message after getting the marriage certificate. I kept staring at that crimson booklet. I always believed you'd never leave me no matter what. That's why I took our relationship for granted and hurt you. The universe is fair, it punished me accordingly. You've probably seen my current state on the news. I can't even look at myself in the mirror now. Too ashamed to face you. But I'll spend my remaining years praying for your happiness. Please let go of your hatred and grant me one sincere blessing. I didn't respond. Adults make their own choices and must live with the consequences. Happiness isn't found in others' well wishes but in personal accountability. My only responsibility is to live my best life. Everything else is irrelevant. The end.